116. I dreamed that my own car broke down and was sent for repair. The brothers in my family pulled a handcart to send me out to catch a bus. When we arrived at the train station, the train had already left, and I had to buy another ticket. I was still very grateful for the kindness of my brothers. I also dreamed of seeing a giant Buddha statue on a sheer cliff in the distance shining with golden light, and the mountain was shrouded in clouds and mist. I stayed overnight in a homestay on the mountain and found that there were a lot of bedbugs on the bed, making it difficult to fall asleep. 117. I dreamed of wandering in a scenic area, then entered an exhibition hall, and later went to an auction. I saw a friend whom I hadn't seen for a long time was also there. I didn't manage to bid for the collection I liked. I was very disappointed. After that, I set off with the crowd to a certain place in Zhejiang province. There was a mountain there, and in front of the mountain, there were big characters in official script that read, Rainbow Fairyland. Everyone said that they had been cooped up at home for too long, and if they didn't come out to get some fresh air, they would suffocate. So they all rushed out at once. 118. I dreamed that Lao Chen, Brother Dong and I went to take photos. I fiddled with my old camera of brand X after that, we went to the beach to sunbathe, and my whole body turned red and peeled. Then we went to take a ferry. Somehow, a knife in my bag fell out. I quickly picked it up and put it away, for fear of being questioned by the police and not being able to explain clearly, because it was a very sharp knife. I usually used it to cut fruits and so on, and I carried it with me when climbing mountains to boost my courage in case of a wild boar attack. 119. I dreamed that Lao Chen set up a trading company and shared the office with me. Later, he opened a restaurant in Pudong, Shanghai, and named it something like Meng Yuan Fei. The business was booming. I remembered that the CV company once set up a branch here before, and I remembered that there was an Aunt Cheng who was very kind and capable. 120. I dreamed of visiting the Confucius Temple. There were a lot of people, and I took photos everywhere. I heard a group of people arguing not far away, and it was very noisy. 121. I dreamed at night that Noel said he had an accident during a surgery 2 years ago and was now in a very far place. The only regret in his life was that he forgot to tell his wife the password of his Bitcoin account. After that, I rushed to catch a train, but I got on the wrong bus. 122. I dreamed of learning to draw, but I was always disturbed. There was a female classmate in the class who could draw very well and quickly. I also dreamed of renting an apartment. The landlord wanted to terminate the contract before it expired. I felt something was a bit strange. He was willing to pay compensation but insisted that I move out. Later, I learned that the house was actually in danger and was going to be demolished. 123. I dreamed that the old house by the sea was occupied by someone for growing vegetables. Later, I hired a lawyer to negotiate with them, and finally I took back the residence. After that, I went on vacation to relax and saw that many houses were flooded. It turned out that there had been a sudden flood here. 124. I dreamed of going on a self-driving tour with a group of friends including Lao Chen, Lao Liang, and Annie. There was a minor accident on the way, but fortunately, it wasn't serious.
125. I dreamed that there was a major earthquake in a certain place. Many houses were collapsed, and a lot of people were injured. It was extremely cold at that time, and the situation was really desolate. 126. I dreamed of going to a street. It was very quiet. I played the piano on the street. Then someone came and also wanted to join in the playing. After that, a person who played the flute came. Several of us played together. Soon the whole street became lively, and many people came out to watch. Suddenly, I saw someone stealing a fan sold on the street. Just then, I saw Lao Gu pass through the wall and come in. He wanted to ask a fortune teller to tell his fortune, and many people gathered around to watch the fun. There was an auntie beside who was scolding her son, saying that he should be nicer to his wife and not fool around outside all day. 127. I dreamed that the regiment commander wanted to send me to lead a small detachment to carry out an ambush. At this time, Captain Xiao Fu secretly stuffed a piece of paper into my hand, saying that we should snipe the enemy leader on the way. The ambush point was very far from the main force and was in a remote place. The small detachment had to ride little donkeys at night. On the way, I kept thinking that I was just a planner before and had no actual combat experience. Why was I sent to carry out this mission? Although I once made cold weapons, it was a family heirloom craftsmanship, but I had never practiced actual combat skills. However, military orders are as firm as mountains, so I had to lead a few assistants such as Xiao Fu, Yuan Ci, and Xiao Zhang to ride donkeys and go there.